Makaela Kestner. And Makaela, for one, with the COVID restrictions and everything that's going on, not having been able to travel with you guys, we haven't been able to talk up to this point. So I guess I should introduce myself first and say nice to meet you, and congratulations on an outstanding game today. How has this transition been? I know you've been at Liberty now for over a year because of having to wait out the transfer year, but how are you liking Liberty so far?
I'm liking it a lot. I'm enjoying my teammates, joining the school. I'm happy here, so it's all been going pretty smooth and good.
The team seems to be clicking pretty well with all the obstacles that you guys have had. You lost a couple of games because of COVID. You had to have some reschedule, like even this weekend you weren't initially supposed to play Kennesaw State. How has that been as far as developing chemistry with all the distractions that you guys have had this year?
I feel like it does not affect our chemistry at all. With our team, we kind of just all click with one another, and all this happening with Corona and games being changed, I feel like for us, it hasn't affected us that much because we take whatever is thrown at us, like you said. And I still think the chemistry, no matter who we have out on the floor or whatever, it's always going to be good. It's going to go smooth.
We've seen some similarities between this game today and the second game a week ago against Lipscomb, a blowout win in the first game and then a battle, the second game trailing, having to kind of come from behind and overcome that. How can you kind of describe to us what's going on in the huddles and what is kind of the mentality of the team? Is it's going to be that way all season? It seems as if teams are going to probably struggle a little bit in the second game of these back-to-backs.
Yeah, like Coach Sherard has emphasized for the past 2 weekends that the second game we need to focus more. Obviously focus the first game, but the second game we need to buckle down and focus because it's always going to be harder. It's always going to come back. You got to do different things, fix your little mistakes that you made in the first game and stuff like that. But, I mean, we always know the second day is usually going to be harder, and we definitely prepare for that, though.
The three-point shot has historically not been something that Liberty has lived and died by. And I don't want to say that you guys live and die by it, but it certainly has created a lot of momentum for you this season. And when you've shot the ball well, you've been able to get some pretty big wins and easy wins. The shots were not falling in the first half, and then they started falling in the second half. When it's not falling, what does the team need to do to try to still stay on pace, even if those outside shots aren't going?
Obviously, like Coach Sherard said, like, don't stop shooting the ball and just get closer to the basket, look for the post, be aggressive with the drive, and you could possibly dish out whatever works. But he's not saying he's not telling us to stop shooting or anything right now. He's just saying, like, we're going to be okay if we just get our shot down, but also get to the basket. That's also saying, and look at the post, get it inside, and get it working from the inside out if our shot's not falling.
Kennesaw State, a very athletic team, but they're also a very good rebounding team. They gave you guys some fits on the glass, especially getting a lot of offensive rebounds. What needs to be worked on, I guess, to get it back to what Coach Green always say, Liberty basketball it starts and ends with rebounding.
That's the number one thing we always emphasize. I mean, this is one of the better teams we played with the rebounding, so we finally realized how much of a difference rebounding makes and boxing out, and that's what we've been focusing on for the past 2 days because they have people inside that can move for the rebound, get up for the rebound, and all that. But we saw the past 2 days how much of a difference the rebounding can make and us actually boxing out and going for the ball.
Makaela, there's a couple of things in my life that I'm trying to work on, and I think I need your advice because I think you're the one that has the answer. The one is my vertical. Your vertical leap has to be crazy. For one, what is your vertical, and what do you do to jump so well?
Actually, I have no idea what my vertical is now. I haven't done it since high school. And I don't do anything for it. I guess just more comes natural for me, I guess. I'm not sure. But I mean, I've never really had to work on it. It just kind of came to me. So
you're basically
yeah.
telling me I got no chance. There's nothing I can do.
I mean, there's things I guess you can do for it. I don't really know. I just I wish for the best, and I just jump and see how high I can get usually.
Well, the second thing that I'm trying to work on is my social media following. You've got 27,000 Instagram followers. How in the world do I come anywhere close to that? What do you do? What's your secret?
I have no idea. It all just started social media. I guess you just put pictures out, people see it and share it. So I guess that's just how it happens.
Well, I don't think any picture I put up is going to get me 27,000 followers. I'm in trouble on the vertical. I'm in trouble on that too. But hey, congratulations on a great game, your career high, and I know there's only brighter future ahead for you and this Lady Flames team. A couple of big wins, and we'll see you back in Lynchburg.
Well, thank you very much.
That was Makaela Kestner, our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game. She's going to turn the phone over to Coach Sherard, and we're going to get his thoughts. Brought to you by Beacon Credit Union. Coming up here in just a second, the Lady Flames with a 60-50 win over Kennesaw State, sweeping the two-game series down in Georgia, having won 76-59 on day one on Saturday. Coach Sherard, have we got you?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Jamie?
Doing well. It's what did Yogi Berra say? Deja vu all over again. It seems like the last weekend and this weekend, other than the overtime aspect of it, a blowout win in game one and a nail biter in game two that you had to come from behind and win. And that seems like, you think that's going to be kind of a theme all season long?
Well, Jamie, I hope not. Liberty women's basketball on Sundays, they've been nail biters, but I told our team, the best teacher is experience. And I said that after Lipscomb, so I was hoping this weekend we would learn from experience. But, these back-to-backs they're just very difficult, just emotionally, physically. But, we've been blessed to come out on top both weekends. Kennesaw State did an unbelievable job, as we knew they would. I mean, they're an unbelievable rebounding team, but we were able to prevail. I thought it was the difference of two halves. The first half, we were down 4, really didn't shoot the ball well. We're getting out-rebounded, and then the second half, we kind of flip-flopped, and, the girls were able to prevail.
When you look at a game and you see those momentum shifts, is there any common factor that usually kind of relates to that? It seems like, from my experience, that a lot of times it might be turnovers.
Well, it's very difficult to pinpoint one category. You just have to stay consistent because it's a game of runs. You could be solid, and, Liberty can go up 10-0, Kennesaw State can go up 10 points, but at the end of the day, you just have to stay consistent with the little things, defense, rebounding, and, at the end of the day, I think the consistency of what you practice, the consistency of the small details, that will, at the end of the day, have you with the W at the end of the game.
As crazy it sounds, you don't want to give up an 8-0 run, but one basket can shut down the momentum, and an 8-0 run, instead of it being an 8-0 run, it might be a 15-0 run, and it just having that player that can step in and kind of be a run buster. Who's your run buster?
Well, I think on different weekends, it's been different players. I thought, yesterday, obviously, Bridget really helped us. And then today, Makaela hit big shots there in the second half that really, slowed their momentum down, kind of took the wind out of their sails. That really, gave us energy. But, we don't want to get, energy from our offense all the time. I thought our team did an excellent job. We recalibrated a little bit. We turned to zone in the second half, and I thought that really changed the game for us. We were able to zone, keep them in front of us, contest shots, and then gang rebound. So I would say the zone really was the turning point for us in getting this win today.
Nothing is certain, but you're 4-0, and no one else in the conference can say that. Some other teams have the opportunity to still be 4-0 because they haven't played any games or they've only played 2 games. You got to be happy with the way this first little section of the conference season has started.
Oh, absolutely, Jamie. I mean, as a coach, you can nitpick and you can point out the negatives, but at the end of the day, 4-0 is 4-0. we're not going to take that for granted. We're going to enjoy it for a little while, and we'll go home and we'll watch film. We'll be practicing tomorrow and, preparing for the next weekend. You can only enjoy it for a short time because these weekends come quick, and, it's not like next weekend is going to be Saturday, Monday. It's going to be Saturday, Sunday all over again. So we'll have to duplicate it, and hopefully without being such a nail biter. So hopefully this experience continues to have us growing. We want to be playing our best ball in March. So we want to just continue to grow as a team.
As it sits now, you've got North Alabama coming up next, a team that we think of the Twins from last year, and they've graduated. They graduated a lot of seniors on that team. They've got a lot of freshmen that are stepping in now. And I don't want to – I know scout hasn't happened yet. I don't want you to have to get too much in detail on this. And it's crazy to get too in detail on the opponent because you don't know for sure if you're actually going to play that opponent or not. But as it sits right now, you're going to be playing North Alabama. The challenges that you have in this week preparing for them.
Well, we know North Alabama well. We played them 3 times last year. Beat them in the nail biter last year in the semifinals. They did graduate a lot of players, but I know Olivia Noah's still there. Bond is still there, and those are 2, top tier players. They're shooting the ball well. She does a good job spacing the floor. They have 5 players that can shoot the 3. So similar to Lipscomb, we'll have our hands full. We'll just need to play defense, contest their shots, and get back in transition because they like to push. And she's doing a good job.
Well, we've got a new audience now that maybe didn't get to hear our earlier update. Can you kind of give us the latest on Coach Green and maybe when he's anticipating possibly being able to get back on the bench?
Yes, he's feeling better. I think every day he's gradually getting better. He's getting stronger. He sent the team a picture. He was in his driveway. He was in his walker, standing up with a big smile with his thumbs up. So, the most important thing is mentally, as always, he's sharp as a tack. And he's just all about trying to get better. He knows he wants to get back here. As far as a date with his return, I'm not sure. We're hoping for this week. That's our hope and prayer. But, he's going to he'll default to the opinions of the doctors and what's best for his health. But, we're hoping and praying he'll be back this weekend on the sideline next weekend.
Speaking with Alexis Sherard, who's the I don't know if interim is the right word, but you're stepping in and taking the head coaching reins for Coach Green as he's out with his injury. Before we let you go, what are some things that you've learned as a head coach in the last 4 days? We talked a little bit about that earlier on as far as the different roles that you have being the head coach as opposed to the assistant coach, the recruiting coordinator or the associate head coach in your case. Similar workload, but I think you even said a little bit of a newfound respect for what it takes to be a head coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I was always told as an assistant, you always hear, it's always different on the other side of the table. But what I've learned, Jamie, is, one, you can't take anything for granted. You have to really, and what you enforce is what the players will do. So, my job, again, I wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel. Coach Green does an unbelievable job here. All I was doing was maybe rotating the tires, adding a couple of spokes here and there. But I just wanted to keep harping on the small things, keep harping on the details, the things that we've been doing all year. Defend, rebound, that's Coach Green's staple. So, the thing I've learned is just you want to stay consistent with the little details. And then, you'll be confident with the outcome of any game you play.
I love the automotive analogy there. Rotate the wheels. You're not adding nitro. You're just trying to rotate the wheels.
That's it. We got great tires. We got green year tires. We don't need to change the tires. They're great.
Well, congratulations on a couple of nice wins. Have safe travels, and we'll see you back in Lynchburg this weekend.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie.
That was Coach Alexis Sherard. Lady Flames get a 60-50 win over Kennesaw State. They sweep the series, having won 76-59 on Saturday as well.